everyone. Welcome to Empowering Exceptional Minds, the podcast diving into neurodiversity through real conversations with parents, individuals, and professionals on challenges, strengths, and unique experiences. I'm your host, Maayan Glazer-Koren, an educational therapist, ADHD educator, and ASD specialist. At Educational Therapy LLC, my private practice, we support kids and adults with executive function and learning differences toward confidence and independence. This podcast is a collaboration with Wiz Therapy, connecting individuals to providers and streamlining services for neurodiverse communities. Our goal is to share strategies, stories, and insights to empower families, educators, and professionals. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of this podcast or Wiz Therapy. The conversations here are for information and empowerment, not a substitute for professional or medical advice. And most importantly, if you are experiencing a mental health emergency, please dial 911 immediately, or you can text 741-741 to reach the crisis text line in the US for support. Hey everybody, I have a special podcast for you today. It's just me today. This is Maayan from Educational Therapy LLC. I'm going to talk about flying with neurodivergent kids and teens. And I do this because I'm a mom of a neurodivergent child. I'm neurodivergent myself. And I completely understand how challenging it can be. So this title of this episode is Flying with Neurodivergent Kids and Teens, Air Travel, Safety, and Nervous System Regulation. Traveling by airplane can be exciting, but for many neurodivergent children and teens, it can also feel overwhelming. And new environments, crowds, changes in routine, loud noises, unfamiliar smells, and sensory input can place significant demands on the nervous system. In today's episode, I'm going to explore how to make air travel safer, more comfortable, and more predictable for neurodivergent children and adolescents. The thing is that it's summertime and many people travel. So we will discuss why airports and airplanes can overwhelm the nervous system, the impact of sensory differences, anxiety, ADHD, autism, OCD, PDA, and sensory processing challenges during travel, understanding airplane air quality and common concerns about flying, practical strategies for nervous system regulation before, during, and after a flight, safety considerations for children and teens who may wander, become dysregulated, or experience panic, and tips for preparing your child for international and domestic travel. So I'm giving a big sigh here because I get it. Understanding the neurodivergent nervous system is really important. Now, air travel is a perfect storm of sensory experiences, and here is why. We have bright lights, constant announcements, crowded spaces, security screenings, unexpected delays, and changes in sleep, eating schedules, and time zones. So I know that for me, for example, jet lag is a big trigger. So for a neurodivergent child or teen, these experiences may trigger a flight, fight, freeze, or fawn response. So that may appear as a behavior, which is often the nervous system communicating that it feels unsafe. When children feel regulated, they can access their executive functioning skills, planning, flexibility, emotional regulation, and problem solving. And when they become dysregulated, those skills temporarily go offline. So is airplane air safe? So many families worried about air quality. The good news is that commercial airplanes use HEPA filtration system that remove the majority of airborne particles, and cabin air is refreshed frequently through the flight. That said, the airplane cabin can still present challenges. So really important to drink water because the dry air can lead to dehydration. Pressure changes may affect ears and cause discomfort. Strong smells from food or perfumes can be bothersome. Close proximity to others can increase sensory overload. So what do we want to do? We want to encourage our children and ourselves to drink water regularly, use lip balm and lotion, wear noise-canceling headphones, bring familiar blanket, stuffed animal, or sensory item. And before the flight, also I like to pack with me a smell that I like. I like these lavender oils. I will have them in my purse. And we do want to prepare before the flight. So this can help us reduce uncertainty. So maybe we can look at pictures or videos of the airport beforehand. We can create a visual schedule. We can pack a regulation kit. You know your child best and yourself best, and just pack what helps you to regulate your nervous system and what will make you feel comfortable. If your child is not used to headphones, I would recommend practicing in advance at home before putting them on the airplane. And we also want to talk about what to expect during takeoff, turbulence, and landing. If your child has challenges with travel and feeling nauseous, maybe you want to consider, after talking with a doctor, about nausea medication. But in a regulation kit, what can it include? Noise-canceling headphones, chewing jewelries, fidgets, gum or lollipop, especially for those who really struggle with ear pressure when, it can be very, very painful. Sunglasses, weighted lap pad, if it is permitted. I have a small weighted stuffed animal, favorite snacks, and comfort items. And before leaving home, we want to prioritize sleep. I know we are so excited, and the kids get super excited for traveling. We want to prioritize a good night of sleep. We want to eat protein-rich meal. We don't want to overeat and nothing fried. It is great to avoid overscheduling and build just extra time into your travel day so you can regulate during your travel, during the flight, and of course before it, practice box breathing or use grounding exercise. I like to do like 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste, and encourage movement when possible. So it's better to kind of stand up, stretch every 40 minutes to an hour if you can, if you can get out of your seat. Use music, audiobooks, or calming podcasts. For teens, it can be helpful to normalize anxiety, because our body is just trying to protect us. It doesn't mean that we are in danger. And I like to tell it to the teens that I work with and to my children. And this is what I say. It's just like our body is trying to protect us. It doesn't mean that we are in danger. We can help our nervous system to feel safe. And that will be with breathing, with all the strategies I just mentioned. Safety tips. If your child has a tendency to wander or become impulsive, we can take a picture to reset, take a reset photo before entering the airport. Consider a notification bracelet, review a family safety plan, identify airport staff member who can help, and teach your child where to go if separated. For teens traveling independently, we want to share flight details with the family, carry a portable charger, know emergency contacts, review airport maps ahead of time, discuss what to do if a flight is delayed or canceled. And important also, recovery after travel. So even positive experience, which is so fun, and we all love traveling, it can be exhausting. There is so much stress and there is so much change in the routine. So when you get into your destination or when you come back home, allow time for extra sleep, quiet activities, of course, hydration. Try to eat familiar foods and reduce demands for a day or two. Many the neurodivergent children and teens experience a regulation hangover after traveling, and this is normal and reflects how much work their nervous system have done. So we want to allow time to kind of chill and calm and take it easy. So final thoughts before I say goodbye for this episode, which is pretty short because, yeah, you need to go and travel. Then traveling with neurodivergent children and teens isn't about eliminating challenges. It's about increasing predictability when we can, support regulation, and help them feel safe. Every successful trip builds confidence. I mean, I love bringing like activity things with me, from puzzles, and I remember when my kids were younger, I brought like sticker books and Play-Doh, and of course, I mean, I'm okay with screens as well, so things that they like on their iPads, movies, download in advance, audiobook download in advance. I like coloring books, even for myself. I have small ones that I pack with me. And just remember that every successful trip builds confidence. And also remember that a dysregulated child is not giving you a hard time. They are having a hard time. So by supporting their nervous system, we help them access the world one flight at a time. I'm going to wish you safe travels and enjoy great memories with your family, because these are things that, we cannot bring back. Thank you for joining. And if you traveling soon, have a safe travels. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a parent, educator, or caregiver preparing for their next adventure. Safe travels to all, and until next time, keep empowering exceptional minds. Thank you so much for listening to the Empowering Exceptional Minds podcast. For more inspiring conversations and neurodiversity affirming content, be sure to subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. If you have questions, ideas for future episodes, or if you'd like to share your story as a guest, please reach out. We'd love to connect with you. Email us at edutherapyca@gmail.com or find us at Educational Therapy LLC. Thanks again for spending this time with us. Take care, and we'll see you again next time on Empowering Exceptional Minds.